Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Popcorn Talks, our first podcast in our apartment. The whole reason we got our apartment, 3 months into our lease, we finally got, motivated enough to set this up and get started, get moving, really get this rolling. We just released our first episode today, actually. This episode will probably be out, next week, you think?
Hopefully by the end of this week. But
okay.
Yeah, we recorded, if you listen to that episode, sorry, we recorded it.
That was pretty embarrassing, not gonna lie. We recorded that like a month ago, and we were so behind stuff. We were talking about Netflix ton of it. Yeah. I mean, that was feels like that was in 2021, but you know.
But anyway, so if you're new here, my name is Cren.
I'm Tanner.
Relay.
Relay.
Dude's name is Tanner. All right, so this is Relay, Crenbeast, RelayTS. You probably have seen our faces on TikTok and didn't even know it if you're new. But welcome to Popcorn Talks. We're basically going to discuss TV shows, theories, all kind of stuff. It's going to be lit. This is a really weird topic. Lately, in the last 5-6 years, one of the biggest trending things within TV shows and documentaries and movies and everything has been serial killers. And that's we wanted to start out talking about that because I think we have two different mentalities on this. I think it's weird. I think it's so odd. Even though I do get swept up in it, and my whole TikTok's like mysteries. Like my whole TikTok got founded off of a girl going missing. but so Dahmer just came out. I have not seen it. You have?
Yeah.
Talk about it.
I got to say, it was pretty disturbing. I didn't even watch the last episode just because I was so tired of all the
You hadn't seen it?
Not the last episode.
Really?
Of episode 10 of it. I got tired of all the gory scenes and just I don't know, it was that disturbing. I feel like people don't understand, it's just a TV show, but they show, what's going on, how freaky he is, all this stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's messed up for sure. But people need to know that this stuff actually happened and stuff. That's kind of my thing. But then again, a lot of people are making edits about Jeffrey Dahmer. They're glorifying him.
That's so weird.
And they're dressing up as him for Halloween. I've seen a TikTok about it.
No way.
I was like, are you insane?
Let me just tell you, if I see somebody dress up as Jeffrey Dahmer around me, they're getting the smackdown.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's just beyond, that's where, I don't know, people just take it in the wrong light, I guess. I don't know. I feel like the content needs to be out there to an extent, but
we're both content creators. We're both storytellers. I love writing. I love telling stories in general. I don't mind taking something dark and making a story out of it. I don't mind that. I think that's cool. But there's the problem, and there's nothing wrong with the show. The show itself, there's nothing wrong with those shows. I think that people take it
and they blow it out of the proportion.
Well, because there's a difference. There's the people who joke about, I'm about to turn into Jeffrey Dahmer. There's a joke, but then there's people who legit, they idolize that kind of stuff. People idolize Ted Bundy. People idolize Jeffrey Dahmer. You is out, and that's been popular for a while. People idolize Joe from You, and it's just kind of odd. But speaking of You, no pun intended, just started watching.
I just finished You.
Yeah.
You on Netflix. That show, at first, it started out slow. I understand why people watch a few episodes and then stop because they're like, oh, this is just weird.
You thought it started slow?
Well, I've heard a lot of people, they say they watch the first 2 episodes and they're just whatever.
Okay.
But I feel like they need to watch the whole season because you don't really learn how crazy Joe is until the end of season 1 or later on in the season. And
I don't know, bro. In first episode, bro's watching a girl have sex he's stalking her.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the killing and stuff, all that stuff.
Spoiler, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you don't, we're just a heads up. We're gonna spoil. We're gonna spoil most things. We'll talk about a show. If you hear us start talking about a show, we'll try to say spoiler alert. But I mean, the show is Popcorn Talk.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to.
And this show's been out there a while, so if you haven't seen it, I guess go watch it now.
If you haven't watched season 1 of You, then that's not.
But
that's on.
Yeah, back to the topic. Yeah, so season 1 was the same, but season 2, season 2 made me think that You might be on my. I haven't watched a lot of shows, obviously, but it might be up there on my top 10. It's a very good show. It is a very, very good show. and Joe's like the actor who plays Joe is insane. But
Yeah.
season 2, the plot twist in season 2 was amazing. I mean, that was just. But
Yeah.
that's another show about the serial killers, like people
So-
glorifying Joe.
Yeah, no, exactly, and it's a little different because it's fake, like that's fiction, so it's a little different. But yeah, because I remember when that show to me kind of started that phase because that stuff's been big for a while. I mean, when Ted Bundy, when that was actually happening, he had like a cult following of girls who thought he was cute and said he was innocent. Same with Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
So that's been going on for a long time, but like we're starting to see it come to light. Jeffrey Dahmer has the documentaries out, the same as Ted Bundy, by the way. If you haven't watched those, they're crazy. It's like the tapes where they actually just like discussing things with them. It's like a journalist like talk to Dahmer, a journalist like talk to Ted Bundy. I watched the Ted Bundy tapes. It's wild. It's like bone chilling. And I think when people watch those, they no longer have this like strong like affiliation and like want to like back up the serial killer, because when they actually see the raw truth, they don't see it like put into a story.
Yeah.
They just see what happened for what it is, and it's not like dramatized. People are like, oh yeah, maybe Ted Bundy's not a good dude, or maybe Jeffrey Dahmer's not. It's like no shit, bro was eating
Like whenever
fingers for fun.
whenever like their favorite actors playing it, I feel like that kind of throws them off. Like
Yeah, bro saw the Burger King chicken fingers and took that to
Yeah.
heart. He said, "Oh, I wonder what the human one tastes like."
God.
Anyway, we're gonna get off that topic because it's kind of depressing. But so we just saw Black Adam. We just finally got out of our apartment for the first time in 3 months and went to the movie theaters, and we saw Black Adam. Give it your rating. 1 out of 10. Go.
So it depends what kind of scale we're talking about. But I feel like when
We're talking 1 out of 10.
I know. But when I first walked out of the theater, I said 9 out of 10. But now that it's settled down and everything,
Yeah.
I think an 8.5 is a fair rating. I think the reason I say an 8.5 is because it's way better than I expected it to be. Like, it's actually like good. Like with The Rock playing a superhero and everything. Like, it's not just
Yeah.
you know.
So I'm gonna do the same thing you did. When I got out, I said 8. I'm gonna drop it down to 7.5
Okay.
because it's hard when like the Dark Knight on my scale is 10. I can't have Black Adam within 2 points. I gotta drop it down at least a little bit more. And I know. There's gonna be all these critics. There's gonna be all these people coming out of the woodworks. Black Adam wasn't even good. Shut up, dude. It was good. Like I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It wasn't perfect. It wasn't something that just blew my mind. But the production and the CGI and everything that happened in it was It was so good.
Yeah. And all the acting was good.
The acting was good. It had some comedic effects, which that's actually where I'm docking it a little bit. A lot of people loved. There were some funny parts. The Rock he's funny, but like I wanted it to be darker, and it's hard to do that when The Rock's the main character. I
Yeah.
get it, and he did a great job. That was probably one of The Rock's best performances, like especially in a dramatic scene. It was good. But like the first scene, the very first scene when or not the first scene, but the very first scene that you see Black Adam, and he like shows up with the witch hat, like with the hood on, and he's like just like zooming all over the place, killing people. I wanted it to be like that the whole time, like no funny. I wanted it just to be dark.
See, that's where we differ on that. That's probably where our scale, like,
and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It was good. It was really good. I don't watch.
I'd watch it again too. Like it was.
Yeah,
good.
but here's my worry: is it one of those shows that's going to hold up when you're not in the movie theater? Because the movie theater like bumps everything up because of just like the emotions and the adrenaline and like the surround
you
sound.
aren't distracted.
And it's so fun, and you have like the popcorn. It's just like a great setting. Which we watched it at an AMC. That was like my second time ever going to an AMC. Shout out Disney Springs if you want to sponsor us, Disney. You know where
Hit us up.
Yeah, you know where we are. But anyway, credit scene, Black Adam credit scene. So spoiler, if you have not seen Black Adam, this is a spoiler. Skip forward 30 seconds, and if we're not done talking about it, just keep clicking the skip 15-second button. So the credit scene, we were told it was good, and it was. I was not expecting Superman to show up. I don't keep up with DC, so I thought the whole Superman thing was done. I didn't realize DC was really doing a whole Marvel universe type of thing, so that was kind of a little surprising to me.
I thought it was good. I mean, I kind of knew it was gonna happen, just like being on Twitter and everything. I didn't really care to get spoiled because I don't follow DC like
Yeah.
all these all the DC fans.
I'm not on that side of Twitter.
Yeah,
So.
so I kind of got spoiled, but like I was still happy with the credit scene. I thought it was definitely worth waiting for. Like it was pretty cool, everything that happened, and the dramatic line that Superman said.
So let me ask you this, because I've seen two schools of thought. What do you think? Like, so what's about to happen in that credit scene? Like when the story continues, So I've seen two schools of thought. Like, what do you think that meant? Like, What's about to happen?
I don't know. I guess Black Adam is gonna help them, right?
So,
But
I've seen this on social media. A lot of people think that they're about to duel it out and they're about to fight Superman and Black Adam. I didn't get.
I didn't get that vibe.
I did not see that. I thought because Superman says he shows up and he says we need to talk, and he says it's been a long time since I've seen like the people of Earth this like restless or shaken up about a person. Well, I don't remember how he said it, but that's what he said. He was referring to himself because he is from a different planet and he was a human, he thought, and people of Earth were scared of him. They sent the government to try to kill him. They sent military in. They were scared of him, just like Black Adam.
And throughout the show, I feel like Black Adam like went from he didn't really understand the world, and he got better, like became a better person throughout the show, sort of.
Yeah.
Like they kind of viewed him as a villain at the beginning, but at the end they kind of viewed him as a
let's be real though. Black Adam is like a dark person.
yeah.
So I'm interested to see how I assume they're gonna like transition him into working with the Justice League, but like, and I'm not up to date with the comics, so all you comic nerds out there, back off. I'm sorry. This is the fun part. If I read all the comics, this wouldn't be fun because we know what's gonna happen. But Black Adam is supposed to be darker. He's also a god, so like he's like a demigod. So I'd like to see him and Superman fight.
I'm there for either storyline, to be honest with you. I mean, I think anything The Rock does is gonna be good, honestly. Like I'm not too worried about it.
I'm interested to see if they make a Black Adam 2 or if they just start putting him in.
Yeah, that's
the Justice
See,
League
like
movies.
you didn't think they were gonna make another one. I think they're gonna make.
I don't think they're not. I don't think it's a slam dunk that they are.
Well, I think they're gonna do a trilogy, but that's just my thing. I don't know. Maybe they are.
Maybe. I just feel like that. I think we'll see. It's probably about money, right?
Yeah.
Because that I imagine that production cost was
But
crazy.
it definitely did numbers like over the weekend.
It definitely did. I just imagine that production cost had to be crazy. They produced it for a long time. But so speaking of crazy, so we sat here yesterday and we watched a video on some theories.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. That's what we like to make. And we saw this theory, and I'm gonna let you tell it. It was on the movie Cars, and the first like few seconds of the theory, I was like, yeah, it's really cool, but there's no way it's real. But it was literally confirmed by somebody in Cars. I'm gonna let you tell it.
Yeah, so basically, when you watch Cars, there's like stuff in the Cars movie that humans created, like the gas stations, like everything, right?
Yeah.
And basically, the theory is that the cars were basically like nowadays we have Teslas. They drive themselves pretty much. Like you have to be in the car.
Uber's
whatever.
doing that.
Yeah, Ubers literally have self-driving Ubers. No human is driving the car. The only human is the one in the passenger seat.
Wild.
Which is a part of this theory, pretty much.
Yeah.
Basically, the cars took over mankind, and the AI technology took over the world, and the human race was killed off, and that's what the theory about cars is. That all the cars in the show took over the world because they don't need us anymore. They're functioning AI technology, functioning robots, functioning cars that have all the necessities. They don't need humans anymore. And the craziest part about this theory is that the literal creative director of Cars, of the movie Cars, back in 2017 in an interview, he said that he thinks like this is a liable theory and that this could easily be what Cars is about. Like I don't think he said like this is what we base Cars about, because that was in 2006. We didn't have self-driving cars in 2006. But I feel like in 2017 when he was, if you read the article, it kind of sounds like he's like, okay, that's kind of that's how I wanted it to be.
It makes sense.
Yeah, and it's scary.
It makes sense because the whole you don't even think about it when you're watching Cars. It's just like a bunch of talking cars. There's no humans, but there's clear like things, like there's towns that Cars wouldn't need if it was just a Cars universe. It's clear things that were built by humans And it's like, why are those there? And then you realize it's like, oh crap, like, what if we just died out and cars are now living? And it's a crazy theory, but then when the creative director like gives it life, it's wild.
I think that was the part that blew my mind, was the actual creative director. First of all, acknowledging the theory, but then going as far to say that
ruined my childhood, dude.
He thinks that's how the Cars movie was like meant to be.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the fact that Mater outlived me.
Yeah,
Mater was smarter. They didn't need us.
No.
But all right. So another theory. This one's a little bit darker. Another childhood ruiner, Scooby Doo. So there's a bunch of theories on Scooby Doo, but this one ruined.
This one I believe.
This one, it didn't ruin my childhood, but it made me rethink things. And like, it's like, you know, like when you watch something or you experience something as a kid and it's just colorful and bright, and then you grow up and you look back on it and it wasn't near as fun as you remember, or like, you know, whatever. That's the epitome of this theory. So the theory on Scooby-Doo, it's basically that Shaggy is actually a druggie. Makes sense. Dude's literally cracked out of his mind 24/7, or at least on weed. He's got to be.
Yeah.
But this theory is that he's cracked out or he's on some sort of drug, right? And that so in the show, Scooby is actually not there. So since he's cracked out, he's having hallucinations of his dog that actually passed away, and he thinks he's still there and that his dog can talk to him. And he's making the whole thing up in his head. He's actually just living in a van, like homeless, drugged out, cracked out. And that's the whole show. And he's just making all this stuff up in his brain.
But the craziest part about this theory for me is that when you look at it from the perspective of this theory, it kind of makes sense. Like,
it makes so much sense. Shaggy is 100% on drugs.
Yeah, he's definitely a pothead. At the very least.
At least.
Yeah.
And so that wouldn't really describe because I don't know.
Like, the whole homeless thing is kind of.
But you're living out of a van, the freaking mystery van. Like, come on, man. I'm convinced now.
Mystery van.
Scooby's not real.
It's a mystery, yeah.
Yeah, Scooby's not real. Scooby was real. Scooby was his dog, died.
Yeah.
Now he's hallucinating that he's still there and talking to him.
That theory, I love that theory, guys.
Yeah.
I like that theory. I believe in that theory.
I wish I didn't, but I did. There's a lot of good theories. And guys, if you have good theories, let us know in the comments.
Like any dark theories about any like childhood cartoons or anything.
Yeah. If you're listening to the podcast version, DM us on Twitter. But if you're listening, or just add us, whatever you want, it's the popcorn. What we put it? The popcorn podcast _
I forget. I think it's popcorn talks.
Popcorn talks.
Pod.
Yeah, just look it up. You'll find us. Popcorn talks. You'll find us.
Yep.
You'll see the same thing.
It's in my bio on
Twitter. But anyway, so speaking of another dark theory, we saw another one that blew. It didn't blow my mind because I've heard this theory before, and it's the Friends theory.
Okay.
And guys. This theory, if you've never seen Friends, you can skip this portion. If you enjoy Friends, you can also skip this portion because it's going to make you mad. But basically, so in Friends, there's 6 friends. It's Chandler, Monica, Ross, Phoebe, Rachel, and Joey. And there's one friend that really sticks out and doesn't fit with the rest, and that's Phoebe. And so this theory is that the reason she's so different and quirky, and they never even question her craziness and all the antics that she has, is because Phoebe, just like in the show, was homeless. But instead of like getting out of it and then making friends and getting a job, she actually stayed homeless. And one day she was on the streets. She looked into a coffee shop. She saw a group of 5 friends hanging out, and it was them. It was Joey, Chandler, all them. And she kind of manifested all these stories. She wanted to have friends. She wanted to be in that situation. So the whole show is in Phoebe's head. And all these like situations and stories are things that she's watching them do, kind of tailored and made up in her head. And that's why a lot of it doesn't add up and make sense. And she acts kind of crazy. And there's also points in the show where they're all like hugging and talking, and she's just kind of standing there, not part of it. And like
the outlier.
It's wild. And I know this theory, you can poke holes in it. I get it, but it's wild. It'll change your perspective.
Like, okay, so I posted this theory in TikTok whenever Ken told me about it. And
blowing up, by the way.
It's at like 2 million views in like 20. It's 24 hours. It's posted 24 hours ago. Anyways,
I'm his manager now.
So basically, I looked on the TikTok and I was interested to see the feedback of the Friends community because, like Trent said, the Friends community is insanely big and it's of all ages too. But like, I'd say 3/4 of my comment section is debunking the theory. Like they just don't want it to happen. And then I'd say 1/4 of it, it's like, oh, that's a cool theory, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And like 0.1%, it's just like, ooh, what if, But like in my opinion, do I think that it's all just Phoebe's imagination or Phoebe's point of view from, whatever?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that. But I do think, and this is where people get confused about theories, because like when I make theories, a lot of my Stranger Things theories, I don't think they're actually going to happen. Like some of them I do, the ones that I make, that I originate, but like a lot of them, it's just about the thought and the possibility, and it's fun to think about. Like, oh, if this happens, dude, just imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people just don't have that optimism or imagination that they just don't even want to think about it. But I don't know. I just feel like it's fun to think about that. What if the whole entire show is based off of her point of view? Like, that's just crazy to think about. Obviously, it's probably not. But, I don't know. People need to be more open-minded when it comes to theories, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I mean, like, what if our life is just
a simulation?
Yeah, I mean, what if you're in a coma right now? It's like, or what if you're like...
What if?
You know how, like, they say when you, like, right before you die, your life flashes before your eyes? What if you're reliving that, like, right now, and you're actually in those few seconds before you die?
Yeah.
There's a lot of theories, man, and it's fun to talk about.
And some people just don't like theories, which is fine. But I'm just saying that was a reaction from the Friends community. I wasn't surprised. I knew that reaction was going to happen, but I'm just saying...
I'm part of the Friends community. I've watched it probably 8 times over, and I think it's cool. All right. Transition. So, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
A lot of you are here for Stranger Things because he makes a lot of Stranger Things content. I've made content. We hype up it a lot. We talk about it a lot. So Stranger Things yesterday tweeted just an interactive tweet. They were asking, what's the scariest moment in Stranger Things? I want to hear your thoughts on this.
So, I think we both have the same answer because it's a pretty obvious answer, in my opinion. But maybe we don't. Throughout the show, like, there's always been scary moments in Stranger Things. Like, season 1 has its scary moments.
We definitely have the same answer. I know where you're going.
I know. It has all the jump scares and everything in season 1. It has all the jump scares in season 2. Season 3 had the Billy scene, the sauna scene, the Mind Flayer scene, all that stuff, the rats. It had some scary stuff that even scared me, as a grown man. But I think we can all agree that, like, the actual scary scene, the scariest scene in Stranger Things is Chrissy getting elevated into the air
wake up.
by a demon from a different dimension and getting her bones shattered and her eyes gouged out. Like, I feel like that kind of set the tone for the entire season 4. And throughout season 4, there wasn't many bright moments. Like, there was some funny scenes with Eddie, Dustin, and Steve. But like, it's like obviously they're gonna have some comedic lines. But like, as far as like the tone of the season, it was dark the whole time. It ended dark too. It started dark, ended dark.
Dude, that episode, because like you said, Stranger Things 1 through 3. There were some dark moments, but it was so like comedic filled. It wasn't like horror movie level. And that when episode 1 came out, I was watching it, and it really wasn't. You could tell it was darker because you had the clock and you had things that was happening, and you were like, "Holy crap, this is a little bit darker." But you still thought it was just it's Stranger Things. Like they're not gonna get too bad. And then she goes up and just and I was watching, and I was like. I was frozen. That moment will forever be like...
That genuinely scared me, though.
It will, yeah. It will be. And there was actually probably scarier moments. Like, when I actually think... When the little kid journalist dude... I don't know his name. Sure. Yeah.
I think it was Fred.
Fred. Okay, cool. The one that was in the journalism club with Nancy.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so... His moment to me was actually scarier because... Spoiler. So... because remember, he had accidentally killed people in a car crash.
Yeah.
So he was seeing the dead people like in the grave. And, like that was actually scarier to me, but that was after we'd already prepared our minds for it.
Chrissy said
the Chrissy scene where she's in the house and it's Vecna, and we didn't know it was Vecna at the time because we didn't know who Vecna was, and he was going, Chrissy, and like, oh my god, I just got chills.
Yeah.
You can't see because our crappy webcam, but I just got chills. Anyway, no, that's got to be the scariest. I mean, like I said, the one with Fred is pretty scary. The one, I guess that's...
Will's being possessed was scary. Like, all that stuff was scary with his
Yeah, that's true.
Activism
That's
and
true.
stuff.
When you
Like,
take
that
it
was,
back.
that was scary.
Well, also the episode 1 of the whole show, when you the first time you watched it, when you had no clue what was going on, and he like the first 10 minutes of the show, when Will was like when he got dragged to the Upside Down, when he was like running home,
Yeah,
before he got dragged into the
literally
Upside
ran
Down.
into a monster from a different dimension. That was
That was kind of scary because the lights like went off, the door opened, he ran back. That
shadow
part
and everything.
that part was pretty scary. But which by the way, that at the time we thought it was a Demogorgon. Was that Vecna?
I don't know. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think it was because.
Or is the Demogorgon just part of the world that Vecna was in, so he controlled it? Like, is that how?
I think it was Vecna, but not fully formed Vecna. Like he was still like sort of human, sort of not.
So if we looked on the other side of that door, we wouldn't have seen the Demogorgon. We would have seen like what at the end of the show when Vecna was falling, when we learned who that one was Vecna, when he was falling down, he started to get the scars of the lightning and stuff. We would have seen him.
I think so.
Wow,
But
crazy.
we'll probably never know, honestly. Maybe we will next season.
We'll find out in 7 years when the next season comes out. Which speaking of
Next decade.
it comes out in what 2024.
Yeah, probably. Probably 2024 summer. I would say July. I'm thinking July again, 2024. Maybe they'll do part one in May.
They need to do it in the fall. They need to do it on Halloween.
And they need to do it week by week, but I know they're not going to do it. That would be so cool, though, dude.
That would be. But anyway, we did just get an announcement.
Yeah.
Outer Banks. Outer Banks is coming out in February, and my girl Madeline Klein accidentally spilled the beans on that. She was just talking, and not even
Could have been purposeful,
It could have been, but
I doubt it.
it was not even in a formal interview. She was just like being like interviewed at I don't even know where it was. Maybe at a party or an event.
It wasn't a big event. Like we would have known.
But it wasn't like a sit down interview. It was just like a journalist came up, like a reporter came up to her, and she said the date comes out. She said February 23rd.
I think she said 22nd, but she said, oh, maybe 23rd. But I think it's the 24th because the 24th is Friday.
She immediately got stopped.
Yeah.
You could hear somebody go, shh, and she was like, oh, crap. So
Too late. I posted on my TikTok too, so she
Yeah,
was kind of screwed.
Go follow RelayTS. Follow me, Crenbeast, by the way.
Like, I think she knew like right away she was screwed. Like,
Yeah,
there
and
was
it
no
could have been
TikTok.
planned. She's an actress. You never know. But either way, it's coming out.
February, yeah.
Excited about that.
And that's gonna be 2 parts too.
Yeah,
Part one
and
February,
they're really
part
dying
two
on this 2-part
March.
deal, which
I like that.
I like it because it's really good for content.
Oh
I
my
do.
god, yeah.
They did that with Ozark. That was the first time I'd ever seen it. Speaking of Ozark is legit. I feel like it does not get the credit that it deserves.
It's definitely an underrated show, especially because the main actor, I forget his name now. What's it?
Jason Bateman.
Okay, yeah. And he's the director, right? Or I think he's the.
I think he directs like some of the episodes, and he like I don't know if he's like the producer, but he writes some stuff. He's
He's like the main guy,
Yeah.
both on the acting part of things and on like the producing.
and he does that with a lot of his shows. He's
Yeah.
he's a brilliant. He's just brilliant.
And it's such a good show.
Yeah, that show. I feel like when it came out, people loved it. It got no hate. But then as time has gone on, people have retroactively gone back and be like, it's kind of mid. I hate this mid culture. People, anytime something gets hyped, there's the other side that kids who actually you can like look back and like they said 2 years ago that they like something and now they hate it just because other people like it.
Or vice versa. Like I feel like Stranger Things, like people liked it, but now they see the community and now they're just.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's people who liked it and now they're saying they hate it because it's so hyped
They don't
up.
like the people who like it.
Exactly, and it's like, what are you talking?
I feel like okay, this is a topic I've talked a lot about, like on stream and TikTok and everything. But if you're gonna let a fan base dictate your opinion on a show, I don't think you should have an opinion on a show.
You're
like,
a dweeb.
Yeah, you're a dweeb.
You're
to say the
a
least.
dweeb.
Like that's like I like Breaking Bad and I like Stranger Things, and those two communities for some reason just hate each other. Like you shouldn't let. Like, if you're a Stranger Things fan, don't let Breaking Bad fans prevent you from watching Breaking Bad and vice versa. Like, you gotta, I don't know. Like, who cares what people think? Like, just watch the show if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Like,
True. Yeah, I don't get that. But anyway, Ozark, it's underrated. What's your, like, if you got to pick one, like, underrated show, like, what's your most underrated show that you would, so you're walking down the street and you pick up random people and you're gonna tell them this show, you need to watch this show, you need to watch this show, what do you go for? Because everybody's seen Stranger Things, everybody's seen Breaking Bad. Like, it's got to be underrated.
Yeah, well, okay, but in your eyes, this show is not underrated. But like, I'm talking like people my age and lower, like teenagers to like 22.
You're gonna stay Lost.
I think Lost is underrated. Because everyone I talk to who's my age, dude, they have not seen Lost. They have not heard of it. Like, they've never seen it. It was the 04. Like, so I think if we're talking about my generation, I think Lost is underrated. If you're talking about in general, I think a show like Psych or The 100 is underrated. Psych is on Amazon Prime now. I don't know what it was originated, but like Psych is like about this guy who's like, he acts like he's a psychic, but he's not. And that's a good show. And then The 100 is about 100 juveniles getting sent down to Earth after 100 years or whatever, and they have to see if Earth is livable. That's a very good show as well.
So, good answers. I haven't seen them, but I've heard good things. So, I see Lost. You calling Lost underrated? I get it.
Yeah,
I'm not disagreeing with you. That's just crazy to me because that gets credited as like one of the greatest shows of all time. Yeah. Because a lot of people would consider Lost overrated because of the ending. I personally think it's fantastic. I love Lost. We both love Lost. I think it's properly rated though, but that's a good point of view because like younger people haven't watched it.
Yeah.
And we're not that far in age. Like, just so for you guys watching, we're 5 years apart. I'm 25, he's 20, so that's not a big age gap, but when it comes to like culture or pop culture stuff, that is a big age gap.
Oh yeah.
Because 2004,
I was 2 years old.
You were saying Goo Goo Gaga.
Yeah.
and I was 7. So yeah. I was playing Little League Baseball at that point. So we were, you know what I mean? Like I was already watching shows, stuff like that. But yeah, so that's a good answer. I think, and I will die on this hill, Game of Thrones. No, I'm just playing. Imagine Game of Thrones is so underrated. No, for me, it's actually The Last Kingdom. Okay. In The Last Kingdom, it's so weird because it's not underrated as in like people who like it are down on it. I've never met somebody who's actually watched it and didn't like it. Like, it has a cult following because it's like one of those hidden gems that started out not that popular and it's kind of exploded recently. So it's becoming more popularly rated, or it's becoming more properly rated, but it's super underrated in that like it doesn't get the credit that it deserves, and it's like silently one of Netflix's best like sellers, like one of their best shows. Like, if you look at the numbers, it's like 3rd all time or something. Like, it's doing really well. You just don't hear a lot of people talk about it, and it's so good. It's probably the best timepiece that I've watched, as far as like it's historically based, but it's also like very dramatized. Like, it's not real people. Some are real people, some aren't real people. Like, it's a real setting, it has real kings in it, but like the story isn't real. So, and it's based off of a book series. So The Last Kingdom book, like, it's really good. That would probably be mine. On a lighter note, Zoe 101, I'll die on this hill. Show was fantastic. Acting was terrible. Production was terrible.
I've seen Zoe 101, but I haven't watched like the show in like an order or whatever.
Yeah, acting was horrible. The production's horrible. It's literally filmed on like a Nokia the first season. It's so bad, but it's so addicting. It's so good at the same time. Like, it's one of those shows where nothing about it critically is good, but you just find yourself like getting hooked, and it's like a classic. It's so good. But any more underrated shows you want to throw out there?
Underrated. I want to say like The Blacklist is underrated or anything.
Ooh,
like that.
No, that's a good one.
You think?
That's a good one.
Okay.
You kids out there, not kids, you can be 50, I don't care how old you are, but you people out there, no, actually, if you haven't seen The Blacklist, you're a child. You need to watch it.
Yeah,
it's really, really good.
I haven't even finished it yet because there's so many.
Me neither.
I've watched like 6 seasons though. There's like 8 now.
We're over here. No, there's like 9 or 10. I just saw where Netflix just uploaded the last season.
Yeah, so I
didn't even know they were still going.
But I like watched all 6 seasons when like all 5 seasons when all 5 seasons were out.
I have another one, and this one was not underrated like a few years back when it came out, because it came out like really before streaming services became a big deal. Streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, all that changed everything. Like, the cable network shows were where it's at, but I think Once Upon a Time is one of the most underrated shows. And I know you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I've been rewatching it for the 3rd time recently. It's fantastic. It gets a little ghibli down the road, but like the first 3 seasons are genuinely like some of the best television you can watch. Go watch it. But with that being said, give me one show. If you could watch, like not could watch, you can watch whatever you want. But give me one show that you have been meaning to watch, a show that's out that you really want to watch, you just haven't done.
Oh, okay. Well, you want me to say Game of Thrones? That's not gonna happen.
I think that should be everybody's answer if you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
That was always my answer because it was so hyped. Everyone talked about it, and it was something that I had just not watched until like the past year, like recently. But anyway.
Well, you kind of just made me want to watch Last Kingdom. So I guess that could be my list. But I think like that I haven't watched.
By the way, Last Kingdom, if you want to sponsor me, Netflix. I got you. Continue.
I don't know. I would have to see a list of shows or whatever, but I haven't watched Game of Thrones. I'm going to watch it one day. I've seen the first season, by the way, but I just haven't watched the whole thing. Like The Last Kingdom, I need to watch. I don't have one off the top of my head, but there's I haven't watched a lot. I haven't watched near as many shows as he has. I first started watching TV like on Netflix and stuff like 3 or 4 years ago, so I'm like new to the game pretty much.
I'm slowly checking off my list because for a while Game of Thrones was on my list. Watched it. Then Breaking Bad was on there. And I technically have not finished. I'm like on the same episode. If you've listened to episode 1 of the Popcorn Talks, I'm on the same episode I was then because I have not watched it since. Better Call Saul is on my list, but I need to finish Breaking Bad first.
I'm finishing that right now.
I'm trying to think like one show that I've always wanted to watch. I just haven't done it. The 100 is so probably Peaky Blinders.
Yeah,
I see a lot of people on social media talking about how Peaky Blinders.
That's popular on TikTok. That's sort of like with the Breaking Bad community, I feel like.
Well, like if you look up like greatest Netflix shows all time, greatest shows on Netflix, like Peaky Blinders always like towards the top. So that's one that I don't know. I would really like to watch that. Back to the underrated thing. I just thought of 2 more shows that are underrated: Inventing Anna and The Queen's Gambit. Those 2 shows on Netflix are like
I haven't seen either.
Fantastic. So Inventing Anna was the show that went really viral. Like I think this past summer, like it went really viral on like Twitter and TikTok. Like it was new, and it's Ruth from Ozark, like the girl with the curly hair.
Oh yeah.
And she plays like I think she's German in the show. She has like an accent, and she's fantastic. And that show is so good, but it's weird. Like you have to like break down your barriers of what a show should be because like it's scatterbrained. You have to like follow, like they do it because it's a true story, by the way. You need to watch it. Everybody out there, you need to watch it. I'm not going to spoil anything on Inventing Anna because it's a true story, and if you don't know the story, that's on you. But you need to watch it. Queen's Gambit is also a true story, but it's like a short series. It's like 7 episodes. So if you ever get the chance, watch it. It's really good.
I got 2 more shows that are underrated.
Let's go. Let's go. Give me all the shows, baby.
So I think The Patient on Hulu that I still haven't finished is underrated. But it's not because it's like whatever. It's just because it's on Hulu. I feel like it's just not. It's Steve Carell. Like it's a popular show, but I feel like not a lot of people know about it. So The Patient on Hulu.
Who watches Hulu?
I know. I'm not trying to be like dissing Hulu, but like sponsoring us Hulu, but. The Patient on Hulu, I think is underrated. It just came out. I think it just finished. It was going out week by week in September. And I just watched Barry on HBO, and I feel like that's a little underrated. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. It's on social media.
Didn't you also watch The Boys?
Yeah, I watched The Boys too. The Boys isn't underrated. That's popular rated. That's on Prime
I never
Video.
even heard of it until you.
See, but you're just I don't know.
It's on Prime. Who watches Prime?
Comment if you're on YouTube. Comment if you have watched The Boys, because I would guarantee it that more than 50% of you guys have either heard of The Boys or you've watched it.
Okay.
It's not underrated. It's
Part 2 of this. If you're over the age of 20 and have watched The Boys, comment. I guarantee 0 people.
I don't think we have someone over the age of 20 listening.
That's not true, dude.
But we probably do.
Yeah. If you're over 20, comment.
See, the reason I say that is because we're from the Fortnite community. Like, my whole entire community has been under the age of 16.
Whatever happened to
2 years?
Anyway, all right. So, I think unless you want to get any more shows off your chest,
Nope.
You good?
Oh, I do have one more.
Okay.
Cobra Kai is very vastly overrated. I feel like.
Oh,
I mean,
whoa,
yeah,
whoa. All right, this is a TikTok. We need your.
It's overrated because
explain.
Well, everybody knows the acting is just horrendous. Like we all know that. Everyone who watches Cobra Kai knows that. Unless you're just a new TV show watcher and you just got done watching Breaking Bad and now you're watching Cobra Kai because you're on that side of TikTok. But like Cobra Kai's acting is just laughable. And the story is good and all, but it's just such a cringy show. Some of the character storylines are just like they're just so cookie cutter cringe and like I don't know. It's just a cringe show with a good story that I feel like could have been way better if they would have had like top tier actors and stuff like that. But to their point though, like to give them credit, they had to use some of the actors from the original movies, and not all the actors are going to be top tier from the old movies.
This is a hot take central, baby.
I don't think it's a hot take. You haven't watched it.
Welcome to Popcorn Talks.
Not that good.
I haven't watched it. I just know that you're about to really upset people.
And the reason I've hated Cobra Kai more is because I've had people like the Cobra Kai community has been horrible to me. So that's part of the reason. But I do think it's an overrated show. It's still, you could watch it. It's pretty good, but it's overrated. Because people are saying it's the greatest show of all time. It's not even close. It's not even in my top.
Greatest show? It's not even what?
It's not even my top 20.
Not even,
I haven't even watched 20 shows. That's not in my top 20.
It's not even top 15 on Netflix originals.
I've watched more than 20 shows, but it's not my top 20.
It's not even towards the top of Netflix originals.
It's just not good.
I got one more show to pump out to you guys. It's called The Dragon Prince. It's a cartoon. It's not anime. It's American made. It's not anime style. But it is like anime style story, I guess you would say. But it's really good. It's got the guy who voices Sokka from Avatar in it, and he plays the main dude. It's kind of a more kid show, but it's really good. I would watch it. It's actually new season comes out this fall. Very good. Last plug right there. All right, so we're gonna end the podcast by doing a couple of drafts. So we're gonna draft top 5. Each one, like he'll go, then I go. We'll just draft back and forth. We're going to draft the top Halloween candies because Halloween's coming up. Spooky season's here. And then we're also going to draft our top Netflix shows. So just to clarify, this is not Netflix originals. These are shows that are currently on Netflix. So that changes a lot, but we're going right now. We're recording as of October 26th, 2022. So if you're listening to this in the future or the past, if you're listening to it in the past, that's awesome.
Yes.
But if you're listening to it in the future, just know that shows change, and if there's a show on there that's not, this is just when we're recording.
You snooze, you lose.
All right, first up is our top Halloween candy.
So we're going to draft our favorite Halloween candy, 5 each. So I definitely got the better, list over here, but we're going to see, who has the better one by the end of it. But I'm going first. So the first draft pick for me is the logo of the league, the star player. It's Kit Kat.
Oh, bro fumbled so hard. Kit Kat is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kit Kat's not even on my list.
Dude, Kit Kat is...
I have 15 things
it's
written
legendary.
1 overall? I think not. So, with my first pick, I'm taking the Slam Dunk. I'm taking the LeBron James, the Michael Jordan, whatever you will. The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
It's on my list, but that's not even top.
That's an A1 player. He's going to average 30 in the league.
That's a 4th round pick.
No.
Number 2,
Black.
another staple, in the Halloween candy community, it's Snickers.
Okay.
Snickers satisfies.
Yeah. Good pick. Good pick.
Well, I know it's a good pick because I had it on my list, but
yeah. Good pick. All right, so with my second pick, this is a tough one because there's a lot of different ways to go. I think I'm gonna have to take one that's a personal favorite of mine.
Okay.
And this is an emotional pick. I understand, but I'm going with the Sour Patch Kids watermelon. That is the top candy in my when I used to trick or treat and somebody would hand me a Sour Patch Kids watermelon. That made my night. That was what I went for. So
well, I respect the pick due to the backstory, but honestly, I don't like it.
That's my Scottie Pippen, man.
Okay. Well, I got my Dwayne Wade here. We're gonna go with this is better than Dwayne Wade, just like Kevin Durant. We're gonna go with Skittles. I think this, just that could arguably be a 1st round pick. Honestly, that could be the number 1 pick.
That's a good pick.
It's just a great pick.
That's a good pick. Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I don't even have to check off my list because it wasn't on there, but I do not hate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the chocolate realm. I gotta finish. I gotta get a powerhouse. I gotta get somebody that'll just bully down low. It's not necessarily flashy. He's old school. He's gonna get the job done though. He's my Birla and beer. I'm going with the Milky Way. The Milky Way is the top player for me.
Okay. Yep. I don't hate that pick. I like Milky Way. I feel like that's not a bad candy, but it gets a lot of hate. It's definitely like 100%.
It's got chocolate. It's got caramel. It's got nougat. It's got everything you could want. It just needs a little crunch, but I'm okay with that.
And my next pick, I think this could be a first round pick as well. There's so many like Hall of Famers on my roster. It's insane. This is like an all time team here. We're gonna go with Twix.
Okay, that's not a bad pick. The fact that slipped to 4th round,
I know it's insane.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. You just got your Tom Brady. That's a good pick. Maybe maybe not Tom, but like, you got your 7th.
Joe Montana.
You got
Peyton Manning.
You got but those were Peyton Manning was like 1st overall. Like I'm saying, you got your late end. You got
Josh Allen.
That's good. Okay, what are we at 4th round? Okay, with the 4th round, another sneaky powerhouse. I'm going with he's a little old. He's not averaging 30 anymore, but he's a smart player. He's my 2020 Vince Carter. Okay, I'm going with the Nerds.
Yeah, that's Vince Carter. That's Vince Carter. Oh my goodness, Nerds. I don't like that pick. I feel like that's more of like a 9th man on my roster.
No, because Halloween candy, like it was perfect. Like the little boxes. You show up, you get the little boxes. Those are the ones that you ate between houses. Okay. Like you just pop them in like real quick. Easy pick.
Okay. That's not a bad pick. I'm gonna steal your next pick.
No,
this
I tried to get it.
This is the Ray Allen. This is the Ray Allen. This is the Mike Miller. This is solid 3-point shooter off the bench. It's been good for 20 years. Kyle Korver. He's just consistent. A lot of people hate him, but a lot of people love him. It's candy corn. And I feel
thought I could get it in the 5th.
Honestly,
great pick.
You let it slip, so I had to take it.
It's one of those picks that it's actually not. It's the most hated player in the NBA. It's actually you know who Candy Corn is. Candy Corn is the Draymond Green. Everyone hates him,
but it's consistent and it's a good role player.
But he gets the job done.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. He gets the job done. He's a staple. It's the picture of Halloween. It really is.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. You really messed
Candy
up.
Corn is the logo. Actually, it's literally
Candy Corn is the logo.
Yeah, I take it back.
You really messed me up there. So with my final pick, this is tough. I'm really having to get my ducks in a row here because that threw off my entire draft. So I'm gonna have to take one out of left field. All right. I'm gonna go classic here. I think
that's the way to go.
I have enough fruity. I have some nougat in my draft. I would go 3 Musketeers here. People hate it. I love 3 Musketeers, but I need a little bit of a crunch in my life. Give me the Crunch Bar.
I like that pick. That's a good pick. I mean, that's a good bounce back. I mean, you still didn't get what you needed, but
yeah.
I feel like that's.
I think I hold up. I think my team holds up.
I mean, I got the Hall of Fame squad, right? He has the 2020 best team of 2020. I have the all time of the NBA. I have the whole entire best roster. But you guys let us know in the comments who do you think won this draft. I know there's gonna be a lot of haters about the candy corn pick, but both of us can agree that's a respectable pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know in the comments who you think won. And yeah.
Yep. All right. So we got one more draft for you. We might give you some bonus. We'll see. For right now, we definitely have one more though. So what we're going to be drafting here, we're going to be drafting our top Netflix shows. So we're each going to have 5 picks, and just to clarify, these shows are not Netflix originals. They are TV shows that are currently on Netflix. So I think we're both going to have the same pick 1. Yeah, so we have to play rock, paper, scissors. Yeah. Sudden death, 1 round to see who goes first. All right. On shoot.
Okay.
We're not savages.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Eat it. Let's go, baby.
All right.
I get the first pick. With the first pick. All right. There's going to be haters. But there is no doubt this isn't just the Michael Jordan. This is the Michael Jordan in LeBron's body. This is Michael Jordan in space.
This is Optimus Prime.
It's the GOAT. It's everything.
It's God.
It's everything you could want in a show wrapped up into one. With my first overall pick, Stranger Things.
I'm not gonna lie, that threw me off my game right there. Now the emotions are flowing in. I got to come up clutch here. That's just really
You're gonna overreact here.
yeah. I mean, it's just like goddamn it, man. I need that. Pick. I need that pick. Like that. That was my point guard. That was the guy who orchestrated the game for me. And now I gotta take a 180 here. I gotta go with Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And you know the thing that sucks about the pick is that Breaking Bad fans don't even like me. But I like the show and I respect the show and I think the show is the second best show on Netflix, obviously. But it just sucks because now we have two rivals. I guess this is like Golden State and Cleveland in 2017.
Yeah. Breaking Bad.
So
good pick, and I kind of expected that. That was an emotional pick, but it was also probably the correct pick.
It was necessary.
Yeah, it was necessary. All right, so I got to be strategic here because there's what I would pick, and then there's what I would pick against you. Because I got to be strategic, and
that's fair.
But I messed up with my candy corn pick in the last draft.
Yeah.
I let it slip, so I got to be careful and not let things slip. So this is not what I would normally pick, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. I'm gonna grab Outer Banks too.
Okay, you know that's fair. That's a smart pick because I'm not gonna lie, it was on my list. It was on my list. I'm not gonna lie, but I gotta say, you kind of set me up for an alley-oop. No, because
did I miss something?
No, not really. You weren't gonna pick this anyways, but
Okay,
it's in my opinion, it's one of the best shows on Netflix because whatever. But I just got the Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen duo. I got the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. I got LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, whatever you want to call it. I got Better Call Saul. I mean, it goes coincide with Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul season 6 is one of the greatest. Like it's so good. I'm watching it right now. Haven't even finished it.
Here's the problem though. You just got two of the same player. You got two superstars playing the same position.
No, I got Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan.
No, you got two superstars.
The chemistry with this duo is going to be out of this world.
You just got MJ and Kobe. That's what you just did.
No,
you just got MJ and Kobe.
Now
you got a two.
I got two great players.
Like good pick. I don't know if I agree. But this is where it gets weird because I have 15 shows written down, and I got to be careful here. I got to be careful not to mess up. I got to be careful to pick the correct show. So with my third pick, I'm gonna go against. I can make an emotional pick here, or I can pick the right one. I think this show's better though. I'm gonna pick what I think the people will want. Actually, I'm not gonna go emotional. I'm gonna pick the superstar. I'm going with Squid Game.
Okay. I mean, you do you, I guess. You do you. I can't really complain.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with the show here that I recently watched. I was recently introduced to.
Okay.
Yeah. And this might be like, I don't know how to gauge this show yet because it's recency bias, but I know it's legendary. I know it's had its role, and I know it's gonna put up all-star numbers.
This is about to be an L pick, ladies and gentlemen.
It's you.
L.
I had to.
L.
I think that's a good pick.
Yeah.
And I feel like not a lot of people have. But I think they have it. But it's a good show. It's a great show. And I haven't watched a lot of Netflix shows, and I don't know a lot of Netflix shows. So
yeah. No, that's a good pick. It's not a bad pick. I just wouldn't have picked it.
fair.
That pick. That was the Chet Holmgren. That could end up.
That was definitely not Chet Holmgren. That's at least like a Jordan Poole.
No, that was like that was a lottery pick. That was like first round, top of the line, but he's either going to be a superstar or he's going to fall off. You never know.
I guess the show hasn't finished, yeah.
He's a freaking rookie. But anyway.
2017.
No, Chet Holmgren just got drafted this year. You're thinking of somebody else.
No, I'm thinking of you.
Oh, gotcha. All right, anyway. All right, so with my fourth pick, there's so many things I could go here. I have so many. If you guys could see my list, you'd be shocked. But so I'm going to take a powerhouse. I'm going to take a powerhouse that I know that people will like. It's a classic. This is the mid 2000s. This is the Allen Iverson. This is the Vince Carter. This is the Tracy McGrady. This is the one that people forget about, but is an absolute powerhouse. I'm taking Avatar: The Last Airbender because that show is on Netflix.
Okay.
And that in the fourth round, that's where we separate ourselves right here. That you're dropping off. And I'm
picking back up. I'm picking back up. I got a show right now that is gonna put me back in contention.
Okay.
And this is like prime Magic Johnson here. Maybe not Magic Johnson, but this is pretty good.
Bold.
Peaky Blinders.
Okay, Peaky Blinders is one of the greatest shows of all time. I haven't seen it. I've heard it's one of the greatest.
I haven't seen it either, but I know it's good. I know people like it. So
I won't make that claim, but that's a good pick that I did not expect out of you. You did just pick it back up. But so I'm between two shows here. I can either go with the old school. I can take Pistol Pete in his prime. I can take Wilt Chamberlain, like somebody people forget about. But I'm not going to do that because I don't think this show gets the respect. And I'll tell you what it was after. But I'm going to go with one of my favorite shows. I'm going to take The Blacklist.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm going to take The Blacklist with my fifth and final pick.
Okay.
And I think I just rounded off strong. You got one more.
Okay. I'm honestly not sure what I'm gonna go yet, so I'm gonna talk to stall here. But I need a good pick. This is my fifth pick. Okay, this is my fifth pick. I gotta be very, very.
And I have a good team. I have an all-star lineup.
Yeah.
You need to nail this to win this.
I need to nail this home, and I might have to go with the show that I haven't watched yet.
Oh no.
But I don't know. I don't know
if you take what I didn't take. I'm gonna be mad.
I think from the way you talk about this show, I think I need to take
No.
Last King. No.
I didn't take. Okay, just so everybody knows, Last Kingdom would have been my second pick had it been emotional. It would have been literally my second pick, right behind Stranger Things. I would have taken it one overall. If we would have flipped and he had Stranger Things first, I would have taken Last Kingdom. I didn't because I didn't think he would snag it, so I thought I could get out of this. Good pick. Though, just so everybody's aware, though, the Wilt Chamberlain that I was referring to is Seinfeld, is on Netflix. Okay. And I didn't take it because I don't think our audience would appreciate it.
That's fair.
But this is a powerhouse game.
I had to take it.
This is the Chiefs and Bills.
Yeah, I mean that was just the clutch pick that I had to the last second trade to make your team a championship team. That's what I had to do.
I do think I win with Stranger Things.
I guess we'll let the fans decide.
You guys let us know in the comments. Also, if you're watching pod or listening to the pod, 5-star review when you let us know.
So we're gonna draft our favorite movie theater snacks. Each get 5 picks. I'm gonna go first here, and I'm gonna go with. I don't know if we're gonna count this.
Yeah.
I wanted a combo. I want it to be popcorn and Sprite. Popcorn and soda, whatever. But at least popcorn.
Yeah.
Popcorn, my number one pick. I'm gonna say though, for my personal pick, popcorn and Sprite, but it should be popcorn on the board.
Yeah. I mean, popcorn it's Jerry West. It's the logo. It's the logo.
It's a staple.
It's the logo of the league. It's absolutely number one. With my number one, I'm actually gonna go one that. I probably shouldn't take it one because I can probably get the value later because you're not going to think about it. But I'm going to go ahead and take it and get it off the board. It's the cookie dough bites. That is by far the best candy you can possibly get at a movie theater. Far now. I'm taking Allen Iverson one.
Okay. Well, you know what's crazy? I never get snacks at movie theaters, so I had to make up all these picks. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to just go with a safe pick here that I know you can buy at movie theaters. I'm going to have to go Skittles.
Okay. That's not a bad pick. I don't think it's the number 2 pick. I think you messed up, and here's why you messed up. Because the number 2 pick, if I'm taking this so you can't have it, because this is a perfect combo with popcorn. People love to do this. I'm taking the M&Ms because you get a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of salt. People put the M&Ms in the popcorn. I'm taking it solely so you can't have it.
Well, that wasn't even on my list. That wasn't on my list. But this is an emotional pick. This is my personal favorite, and Cren is going to call me crazy because where we live right now, I can't even find this candy. I went to 10 stores. Back in Indiana, they're all over the place. I'm going with Lemon Heads. I love Lemon Heads. I think Lemon Heads is honestly probably my favorite candy of all time. Number 3 pick, I think it's a solid pick. I think it's a great pick, and I don't regret it.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I respect it. It's just, I don't know if that holds up. That's a solid bench player.
All right.
So I'm going to go. I have enough chocolate on my team. I need a little razzle dazzle. I need a point guard. I need somebody who is just going to pass the ball. He's going to be a little flamboyant, but he just kind of gets the job done. I'm going to go with the Nerds Rope. The Nerds Rope is a staple. An absolute staple in the movie theater game. It's one of those picks that you don't think about until you have it in your hand.
Well, I got popcorn, Skittles, and Lemon Heads. I need some chocolate in my roster.
All right.
And I feel like the one that I seen when we went to see Black Adam caught my eye. I kind of wanted to buy it, but I remembered that I was broke. I think we're gonna do the Crunch Bar here.
See, I have never in my life gone to a movie theater and eaten a candy bar, like a full bar. That's weird.
Well, sucks to suck. I haven't either.
Crunch bar is good. We also went to an AMC, so they have like everything. That's not. They also have gourmet popcorn there. That's not a normal movie theater.
Well, it was there, so it counts.
All right, yeah, I'll take it. So I'm gonna go a little bit more with my fourth pick. I'm gonna go a little bit more. I'm doing the classic ones. You know, I'm not. You can go to movie theaters nowadays, and so a lot of younger people might not understand this draft. But I'm going classic. I'm going like when you went to the movie theaters back in the day, they had the glass box of the stuff, and it was very limited supply. That's what I'm drafting based off of. And I'm gonna take a classic. I'm gonna take another flamboyant pick. I'm taking sour gummy worms.
Okay, that's a good pick. I like that pick. I haven't had those in a decade.
And at a movie theater, you take a handful of salty popcorn and you get a sour gummy worm. Oh, buddy.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick. But I'm gonna take a pick that I've only had a few of these in my lifetime. I definitely never had one in a movie theater, but I know people get them because they sell them and they're pretty popular. I'm gonna take the pretzel.
Okay. Wow. You just opened. You left a slam dunk open for me. I'm taking right behind popcorn. This is quite literally the second logo. Like if popcorn didn't exist, this would be the logo. This candy only exists in a movie theater setting. It's made for movie theater. The actual logo, I think, is like popcorn. Like it's a movie theater snack. It's chocolate. It's the Bunch of Crunch. The Bunch of Crunch, made for movie theaters. This.
You know what's crazy, guys? I've never heard of that my entire life. I've never heard of that candy.
Hold on. Yes, you have.
The Bunch of Crunch? I've never heard of that.
So I'm showing him live right now. What a Bunch of Crunch is. It was they just do it in gas stations now. You just saw it the other day. It's that. It's Crunch Bar, but it's the Bunch of Crunch.
You could have just said that.
Bunch of Crunch. That's what I said. That's what it's called. We'll pull it up. We're gonna put it up on screen for you.
That isn't the second logo. That's just a solid pick.
No, that is everyone out there who went to movie theaters in mid 2010, you can attest Bunch of Crunch is the movie theater snack. You get popcorn, Bunch of Crunch, cookie dough bites. Those are the top three.
All right, whatever you say.
Let us know who won. It was definitely me, but let us know in the comments. 5-star review if you're on podcast. I'm going to keep saying that. But let us know who you think won the drafts. I'm pretty sure I just got a clean sweep 3-0, but
yeah, well, you guys can be the deciding factor. He's definitely not going to decide the results of that draft, but yeah.
Yeah, all right. So if you're on Apple or Spotify, 5-star review. Doesn't matter what you say, just make sure it's 5 stars. If you're on YouTube, like it, share it, subscribe with notice on. Also, check out the new YouTube, the UI. It looks pretty cool. But also leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to do. If you have any suggestions, we will shout you out in it. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok. Just search Popcorn Talks.
You'll find it.
We're actually in the process of getting it all figured out with the artwork and everything. But give us a follow on all those platforms. You can follow me, all platforms at Crenbeast, to let the people know.
At RelayTS, all platforms.
Yep.
Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. You name it, I'm there.
Yep. We got a lot of cool stuff coming out. As shows come out, we're going to do specific reactions. We'll do short videos. We'll do full podcasts like this. Eventually we'll get to the point where we're putting, pretty much one out every day. We're just kind of slowly getting up to that point, as we get more adapted to what we're doing. But with that being said, thanks for joining in. You guys have a great day. Peace, love, and blessings. See you guys next time.